Alrighty, boys. I'm not planning on doing more than one take on this, so if I fuck something up, I fuck something up. I want to teach you guys how to get a dark age economy going. If you follow this guide, you'll be able to get onto the castle age with room to spare. Watch and learn. I'm playing the Maggers because the Maggers do not have any eco bonus to care about. Everything I show here will work with every other civ. Right at the start, make 2 vills. Drop a house, drop a second house. 2 villagers need to build 1 house, the other villager makes another house. If you do that as fast as you can, you'll have no idle time at the TC. You don't want any idle time at the start of the game, because whilst your villagers are not being produced, you're losing resources. Every villager you do not make in the early game is thousands of resources down the drain. Once you get your houses down, you want 6 villagers on your sheep while you scout the rest of your resources. You need to find 2 boar and your sheep or deer. Or chickens, I guess. So I found all of my sheep. You want to keep 1 animal underneath the TC at all time that has yet to be harvested. If you don't, they'll tend to kill extra animals, which is bad. Rot ensues. That was very sloppy of me not to have an animal underneath the TC, but I promise you it'll work out. Next 4 villagers go on wood. That makes sure that you have enough resources to build the buildings you'll need to complete the rest of the build. Right? This is bare minimum to get a castle age, so you need 4. You'll add more later, but initially you need 4. Now that my scout has found all of my sheep and all of my boar, and I'm not pushing, I will scout the rest of the map. If this had deer start, I could push them, but because there's no deer, I'm not going to push them, obviously. Just know that if you're playing with deer, you can afford to click only 3 onto wood, because you don't need to build a mill to take these farms or herdables, and then just push them instead, which saves you wood and villager time. Your villager right after 4 villagers on wood goes on boar. Your next villagers go on berries. You just have to be very careful to kill the boar underneath the town center, and try to keep your town center working this entire time. If you do it right, you'll have an excellent economy. If you don't, you'll have to make up. So now I've got 2 villagers queued. This is a good start. Little bit of idle time with the sheep, but otherwise fine. So again, I'll put 2 more on the berries. Depending on how much food is left on this boar when this next villager goes out, I might drop a farm. It depends on whether or not I think this boar will be here in time to keep our villagers working. If I think that this boar is not going to have any food on it by the time the villager comes out to take this boar, I would build a farm in order to slow down the boar taking, just a little bit. The idea is you always want to keep your villagers working at maximum efficiency. So, that boar's coming in. These villagers will come off the boar as soon as it's out, and they'll start shooting the next boar. Now, I'm going to go up to 10 villagers on boar, because when the villagers are done with this boar, I'm going to split 6 of them onto the sheep, and then 4 of them onto the herdables. That way, I'm going to have a good, substantial food base, because I'm going to need all of that food taken efficiently before I get up to the castle age, or else I won't have before I get up to the feudal age, or else I won't have the resources to click castle. Now I've got 10 villagers here. I'm going to set up 4 of them to take the deer, the other 6 to take the sheep. I'm going to put the next 3 villagers on wood, That's going to ensure that I have the resources necessary to build the feudal age buildings that I will need, because I will. Again, I'm going to try to make sure I have one extra herdable underneath the town center, and only one. And then I'm going to need to put 2 villagers on gold. You need 2 villagers on gold because that's how many villages it takes to get 100 stone. 100 gold to click up. If I was clicking loom, then I would need 1 extra. So there's my 7 on wood, right? So now I'm going to put the next 2 villagers onto gold, and after that I'm going to click up. And we're clicked. So with villagers on the chicken, and with these villagers underneath the town center, I will have exactly enough food to get to the castle age when it gets up there. One thing to prepare for is as these villagers run out of sheep to take, I'm going to want to pull them onto farms little by little. So again, so I don't run out of things for my villagers to do. I'm going to put 2 extra villagers on farms, and I'm going to put the other 4 on stragglers. That's just how I do it. You can balance it other ways, but that's the way I like to do it. So as these are running out, I'm going to take 1 villager and 2 villagers, and I'm going to split these between the nearest stragglers. Yeah? Now, when you get up to feudal age, there will be some amount of time where the villagers are building the buildings in which you will not have enough resources to click up, or you won't have, you not only will not have the villagers, the resources to click up, but you won't be able to do anything with your TC but make villagers, so you have to plan to put 2 villagers down in that meantime. I'm actually going to put them on gold, because I need that for a reason, and I'll explain that in a bit. So, these 3 villagers are going to make the market here, and I'm going to have these 2 villagers make the blacksmith. And my villagers are already being queued at the TC. When this is done, I'm going to send them back to wood. And as you can see, I'm almost got all the resources, right? Perfect. When these villagers drop off chicken food, which I'm going to have them do right now, I'll have the resources. Click up. Now, the first thing I want to do on my way up is I want to make sure I click double bed axe as soon as I can, because you need a lot of wood, to make up the cost of town centers. Town centers are incredibly expensive. And when these villagers are done with the hunt, I'm going to send them to wood as well. That's going to help me make sure they get up to the next stage with plenty of wood. The last thing I want to do is not have the resources to get up. Yeah? So, I need 725 wood in order to go 3 TCs right at the start. As you can see, we're getting close. The other thing we need is 300 stone. That's the reason why I have 4 villagers on gold. The 4 villagers on gold, when I get up to Castle Age, they'll have collected enough gold that I can buy the other 100 stone I need at the market. You can drop a mining camp over here, but it's a price of 100 wood, and 100 wood is hard to come by when you need 725 of it to get TCs, right? So I'm going to buy that stone. These villagers will gather me enough resources that I can also click loom as soon as I get up, which is very useful. I'm going to start queuing villagers. These villagers will pull off, grab my first town center. These villagers will pull off, grab my second TC, and I'll grab 4 villagers from here and grab the 3rd TC. I'm just going to quick force drop off in order to get my resources. 4 TCs. And that is how you do an immediate 4 TC boom. 27 plus 2. I don't even need another house. But I will. One try!